Hello children, welcome to this session on English grammar on the topic subject-verb agreement. Let's come on to the first page. As you all can see, the first page has a rule. This rule number 1, part A. See, the rule number 1 is divided into two parts. Part A we are going to see now. So the first rule says, if the subject is singular, the verb is also singular. Now what is a subject? Subject is a person, a noun or a pronoun who is the doer of the action. He is doing something. So he will be called the subject of the sentence. And the action or the work that he does is the verb. We all know. For example, Ranjit plays tennis. Now here we know that Ranjit is one person. That's why the verb plays ends with S. Similarly, whenever you talk about one person, the verb will end with an S. You can see the rule which I have given here. Singular subject plus verb which ends in S or ES plus object or plus complement. So this is the rule number 1. I can give you some more example. Renu sings well. Here Renu is how many girls? One girl. And that's why the verb sings ends with S. Renu sings well. Joy watches a movie every day. So Joy is again another boy. And he watches. The verb ends with ES. Sandra weaves the basket. Gopika dances in the annual day program. So these are a few sentences where you see whenever the noun or the pronoun is singular in number or one in number, the verb will either end with S or it will end with ES. Let me give you some example with the pronoun. So if I say he cycles every day to school, so he is a pronoun. So he is one in number, so cycles. He goes on cycle. He cycles every day to school, right? So now let's come on to the rule number 1, part B. I hope everybody has understood the first rule. Here, when we talk about more than one person, that is, when the subject is plural, the verb is also plural. For example, they play basketball well, right? Now here, the pronoun they shows people who are more than one in number. Maybe I'm talking about a team, okay? Or I'm talking about a few students who play basketball really very well. So whenever the subject is plural, the verb is also plural. Now how do you identify whether the verb is plural? Just opposite to singular verb. Singular verb ends with S or ES. The plural verb will not end with S or ES. So the structure of the sentence you can see. Plural subject, that is more than one person, like we, they, he and I, you and me. So these are places where I have used plural subjects. So plural subjects will take verb which does not end with S or ES plus the object and plus the complement. For example, they sing well. Now here, they is more than one in number, and that's why we have taken the verb sing which does not end with S. Similarly, we watch a movie every day. I'm talking about more than one person including me, and we watch a movie every day. Sandra and Rubina weave the basket. Here also more than one person. There are two people, Sandra and Rubina. That's why the verb weave does not end with S. Gopika and Niharika dance in the annual day program. So I hope this rule is also clear to everyone. Let's move on to our second rule. Our second rule says, if two or more subjects are joined by and, then they take a plural verb. right? If two or more subjects, for example, Harish, Darnish and Gopika, okay, if I'm here talking about three people, so more than one, if there are more than one people, I'm joining those people with an and, right? When I'm using and to connect all these people, then also I have to take a plural verb. For example, Arvind and Vijay are popular milk packets which is distributed in our area, right? So Arvind milk is also there, Vijay milk is also there, and I'm saying Arvind milk and Vijay milk are more popular in Mathur. The same manner, whenever you are connecting two different people with and, you take a plural verb. And I told you, plural verb does not end with s or es. Now here you see the example. Harish and Darnish play basketball well. Here also there are two people, Harish and Darnish, and they play basketball well. Similarly, I can tell you the subject, the structure of the sentence. The structure of the sentence is subject 1, that is first person, and then you add the word connector and, subject 2 plus verb plus object plus complement. For example, Gautam and Ramesh, they are two people connected with and they have taken a plural verb. Joy and Jessie watch a movie every day. Sandra and Rubina weave the basket. Gopika and Niharika dance in the annual day program. So you have seen that the second rule clearly mentions when two people are connected or joined with and, then they take a plural verb. For example, you and I are learning grammar exercises now. So here also the connecting verb is and we have taken the plural verb that is learn, okay, or see. For example, you and I watch the grammar lesson. So watch is the plural verb which has not taken s or es at the end. So it's a plural verb. Now let's move on to the third rule. So the third rule says if the subject is preceded by each or every, the verb is also singular, right? Now what I try to say here is that when you have a noun or a pronoun, particularly a noun, when it has each and every beginning with, then the verb is singular. For example, every man. Now man is a noun, right? A common noun. Every man knows him. So here I have taken the verb which is singular in number, one in number. So whenever you use the word every or each, make sure that you use a singular verb, right? I'll give you the structure. The structure it says each or every, then the verb which ends with s or es plus object plus complement, right? Now here I'm telling you something about object. Now object, you know what is an object? Object is an action which completes. Like for example, he gave me a present. So when you ask yourself, what did he give me? The answer is a present. So a present is the object. So what actually happened? So that is called the object of the sentence. Complement, the remaining part, the completing part of the sentence, the other information which we give about the sentence. So let's have a look into the example. Every student follows the school discipline. Every student. Now we are talking about all the students and we are taking everyone individually. So individually when you talk about, then you're taking the singular verb. Every student follows the school discipline. Each flower is different in the garden. Each flower, we are talking about each one flower of the garden. So each flower is different in the garden. Each citizen is expected to obey the constitutional rules. So we are talking about everyone, the same manner, particularly each person we are talking. Every teacher teaches in different styles. So there is a style of every teacher. Some teacher goes on with long explanation, some teacher goes with short explanation, some teacher have a demonstration method, some teacher have a storytelling method. So there are different styles in which a teacher teaches, right? So every teacher teaches in different styles. So I hope this rule is clear to you. Let's move on to our next rule. Our rule number 4 says, in case of sentences which begin with either or, then you will be using the singular verb, right? For example, either Dhoni or Yuvraj is the captain of the Indian cricket team, right? So here the sentence is beginning with either Dhoni or Yuvraj. So you have used both the words either or. So whenever you use the verb either or, you have to use the verb which is singular in number. Now here there is an exception. Now what is the exception? After or, you see if there are more than one person, then you use a plural verb. I will tell you, this is the part B of the same rule. See, for example, either Dhoni is one person, or Yuvraj is also one person. So we have used the verb is. So either Dhoni or Yuvraj is the captain of the Indian cricket team. So here is the sentence, either subject 1 or subject 2 plus the verb which is singular in number. If after the word or we are using singular noun, then the verb is also singular. For example, either Hari or Ram is the culprit. Now here, after or, Ram is one person. So we have used the verb is. In the same manner, in the second sentence, either Sarika or Niharika. So after or, Niharika is how many person? One person. That's why we have used the singular verb which ends with S. Now, if subject 2 is more than one verb, then one in person, then the verb is plural. Example, either I or my friends are going to stay here. So here my friends, after the word or, my friends there are more than one in number. That's why I have used the plural verb are. Either I or my friends are going to stay here. Either Hari or his neighbors have taken care of my pets, right? So have is a plural auxiliary. Always remember, has is used with singular and have is used with plural people. So this is what I am telling. So whenever you use either or sentences, make sure what is the verb which is used after or. If after the word or there is more than one person, you are going to take plural verb. If after the word or there is only one person you are talking about, then the verb is singular in number. Now let's move on to rule number 5. In case of sentences which begin with neither and in between comes your nor. So if you are using neither nor sentences, how you are going to do it? Let's see this example. Neither Dhoni nor Yuvraj is the captain of Indian cricket team. Very easy to understand because it is the same rule as either or, right? In either or also, you had learned that when a sentence begins with either or, you see what is after, how many people are there after or. The same manner, whenever you are beginning a sentence with neither nor, you have to see how many people are there after nor. So if there is one person after nor, then you will use a singular verb. If there is more than one person after nor, then you are going to use a plural verb. The structure I have given, neither, first the subject, nor, then the second subject, then the verb ends with s or es plus object plus complement. Here are some more examples. Neither Hari nor Ram knows the culprit. So here, neither Hari nor Ram. So after the word nor, Ram is only one person, and that's why we have used the verb knows, which ends with S. It's a singular verb, right? Whenever a verb ends with S, you know that it is a singular verb. Neither Sarika nor Niharika has the guitar. So it's again an example of singular verb. Now the same rule applies to this neither nor also as you had applied in either or. You have to see how many people are there after nor. For example, neither I nor my friends have to stay here. Okay, so here also it's clear that after nor there are more than one person, and that's why I have used the plural auxiliary have. The same manner, neither Hari nor his neighbors have taken care of my pets, right? So it's really very clear that after nor you have to find out how many people are there. If there is one person you are talking about, then the verb is singular, that is, it will end with S or ES. If the subject after nor is plural, that is more than one person, then you are going to take plural verb which will not end with S or ES. Let's come on to our next rule. So here is rule number 6, right? In case of a collective noun, now many times we get confused how to use, right? Collective noun is a collection of things and spoken as one, a bundle of things, a glass of milk, a jar of cookies, a pack of wolves, a pride of lions, a bouquet of flowers. So many things, when it is taken together, it is spoken as one. That's why we are going to use a singular verb. For example, a swarm of mosquitoes was floating in the puddle of water, right? Now what is a puddle? It's a dish of dirty water, right? So a crowd of mosquitoes, a swarm of mosquitoes was floating in the puddle of water. Here the sentence begins with a collective noun, hence the action verb is singular. So the verb is singular. In the above case, when you see the structure, you will find out a collective noun, when you are starting with a collective noun, the verb will end with S or ES to show that it is a singular verb, plus object and plus complement. For example, a herd of sheep is grazing in the meadow. A pack of wolves has attacked the herd of sheep. An army of soldiers is marching past the battlefield. So here I have taken a collection of things and I am speaking them as a group. And when I am talking about one group, I am taking a singular verb. So let's move on to our next rule, which is rule number 7. Nouns in plural form take singular verb. For example, now physics, mathematics, right? These are one subject, but name, it gives us a sound that it is more than one in number, right? So things which are actually the words which show that it is plural in number, but actually it shows one, it is something one, then we take a singular verb. Here, the sentence begins with a noun, right, which shows something that is more than one in number, but actually it is one. Hence, the action verb is singular. For example, physics. Physics is one subject, but the word physics shows that something which is more than one in number. And that's why, since it is in one in number, the subject is one in number, I have used the verb which is singular. In the above case, the structure of sentence is the noun plus the verb plus S or ES plus object and plus complement. I can give you some more examples like mathematics has a lot of scope, right? Mathematics provides a lot of opportunities. Here mathematics sounds like something which is more than one in number, but actually it is one subject. Trichy Saradas. Now Saradas, are there more Saradas in Trichy? There is only one Saradas, right? So it's the name which shows something which is more in number, but actually it is one in number. So Saradas is a big shop. Mangal and Mangal. Again, Mangal and Mangal. Are there two Mangals? No, there is just one Mangal. Mangal and Mangal is a mini shopping plaza where you get everything, maximum things you get it, right? So this is rule number 7. Now we move on to our rule number 8. So our rule number 8 says, in case of sentences which begin with a pair of, when you start a sentence with a pair of, then you use the verb which is singular in number. Not only a pair of, like along with, as well as. So you have to see how many people come, right? Along with, definitely you'll have to see how many people is there in the second part, right? So hence now we are talking about a pair of shorts. So a pair of shorts is missing from my closet, right? So what I'm trying to say is, when you begin a sentence with a pair of, so it talks about something which is two in number, but again it is like something which is joined together. You cannot take things as alone. Whenever you speak it together as one in number. So when a sentence begins with a pair of, then you have to use a singular verb. So the structure of the sentence goes like, a pair of plus the verb which ends with s or es plus object and plus complement. For example, a pair of spectacles was lying on the floor. Now spectacles, eyeglasses, right? So a pair of, that is also, it comes in pair. It doesn't come in one glass alone. So a pair of spectacles was lying on the floor. A pair of scissors is all she wants now. A pair of blue eyes attracts everyone. So here you see how we are using singular verb whenever we are talking about sentences which begin with a pair of. Let's move on to our next rule. Our next rule is rule number 9. Our rule number 9. If a plural noun denotes specific quantity, right, or amount, then it is considered as a whole and it takes as a singular verb. For example, $100, when you are talking about a big quantity, but you are showing it as something which is taken together, like collection. I told you collective noun. When it is taken together and spoken as one, then it is also using a singular verb. Hence the sentence which begins with a plural noun but shows a specific quantity, then the action verb is singular. In the above case, the structure of the sentence goes like, plural noun plus verb which ends with s or es plus object plus complement. So here I can give you some more example, like 10 miles is a long distance. Now 10 miles we have taken together, but we are specifically talking about this 10 miles is a really very long distance. 20 rupees is the price of this pen. So we are talking specifically about something. When we are talking about specifically about something, then also it is taking a singular verb. And children, I had missed out one more rule. The sentence is either of. If a sentence begins with either of or neither of, either of the students is to be held responsible. Neither of the students is to be held responsible. So when you are using either of or neither of to begin a sentence, then also you use a singular verb. So with that, we conclude subject-verb agreement. You need to see how many people we are talking about. When you come across sentences, just find out how many people you are talking about. If you are talking about one person, the verb is one in number. That is singular verb ending with s or es. But if you are talking about more than one person, then the verb is plural. That is, it will not take s or es in the end. With that, we conclude. Hope you have learned some good tips about grammar.